In this tutorial, we will learn about API management. So let's just first understand what API management is. API management is simply the process of creating, publishing and managing API connections within an enterprise or on cloud setting. Best part of API management is we don't need coding knowledge to build APIs, and effectively we are reducing hosting cost with Quickwork API management. So first, what we have to do is create an API. So for this, we have to build a callable workflow journey. So let me just show you how to do that. So here, we will build a login API, which will accept user credentials, then verify them with the existing database and return us status as true or false. So we have developed a database using Quickwork lookup table which contains login ID and password. Now, let's just click on new journey to start building our journey. So let's select callable journey as our trigger. Then choose new call as trigger event. Now we have to name our callable journey so we can invoke it. Request and response type will be application or JSON. Next, we have to provide a sample input as how our API will get input parameters, and sample output as how this should return response to the received request. After receiving input data, we have to cross-verify it with login database. For this, select database by Quickwork. Choose search record as action. Now, select appropriate table ID. Here, we have to provide data received as input from user. Add data using new call app data. If data is correct, then we have to send response accordingly. For this, add if-else condition. If record found is true, then select callable journey. Choose written response as action. Then choose success as response type and status as true. In else, again, select callable journey. Choose written response as action. Then choose success as response type and status as false. Now we are ready with our journey come API and rename it as login API for easy identification. That's optional. Let's save the changes and let's just start the journey. Now go to API management. First, we have to check whether our path prefix is set. If not, then add it, or you can request Quickwork team to set it for you. That won't be an issue. Now, this will be used to create endpoints. Now, an endpoint is one end of a communication channel. When an API interacts with another system, the touch points of this communication are considered endpoints. Okay? So in first step, we have to create an API collection, which is like a folder where we are keeping all our APIs. Now let's click on create new API collection. Add name for this collection, add version and description, which are not mandatory but better to add. Now we need to add a path for this folder. There is no specific condition to add. We can add any name but make sure it's unique to remove future ambiguities. This is how our folder path will look like. Now let's click on submit. After this, we have to create an endpoint. Let me just add the name for the endpoint. Now, choose a callable journey come API which we want to call. Here, we have to choose a method for our call. I'm using post method to call, so I'm selecting post. As per your call method, you can choose get, post, put or delete. Next, assign a path for this endpoint. And last is course. CORS stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. It's a browser security feature that restricts cross-origin HTTP requests. To allow all URLs, we can select *, or if you want to allow multiple URLs, then you can specify those URLs in a comma-separated manner. Now, click on Submit to create this endpoint. This will give us URL to call. And in the last part, we have to set up a client and access profile. An API client allows you to keep the client and server in sync without the need to keep refreshing with secured authorization. So click on Create Client, add name and click on Submit. In Client, we have to create an access profile to allow access to our APIs. Click on Create Access Profile. Let me just add the name. Choose API Collections. We can select one or more API collections. That's perfectly alright. Now, let me just add the description and other fields. We'll just keep it standard for now and click on Submit. Once created, we will get an API key for secured communication. So now we are done with our setup. Now we have to call this API. To call APIs, we'll use Postman. For this, we need two things. First is endpoint and second is API key. Now let's just copy the API key and paste it in the header as API key. Then copy the endpoint URL and paste it in URL section. As we are checking credentials authenticity, so let's pass one correct data, add data in body, then call our API by clicking on Send. As you can see, we have received true as status as both of the credentials were correct. Now let's tweak and pass one wrong information and see what it does. Now click on Send and as you can see, the status is false. So this way we can build an API using Quickwork Journey Builder and then publish and manage it effectively all on one single platform. I hope you liked this tutorial. To know more about API management or how to execute APIs and create APIs on Quickwork Journey Builder, you can either connect with a customer support executive or visit our website quickwork.co and chat with us.